All right. So, you're discussing banshees, and Birrit flicks through the book to pages on banshees. Why don't you give me just an intelligence check with advantage? You know, how much you absorb of value.
Always has to be intelligence stuff.
Well,
Never
it's
wisdom.
reading.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I use my wisdom to read, sir, not my intelligence.
To pick out the most important parts quickly.
Exactly.
Intelligence. But you're flicking through it, and yeah, I mean, it could be a banshee. Banshees are particularly elven spirits that die. I mean, the thing that's notable about all these books is something that you really kind of already know, and especially, you know, Aelinor knows as well. Ghosts only really haunt the world when they have unfinished business in some way, shape, or form.
I'm gonna keep fucking with the romantic fiction section. Like being respectful, but like moving things around and like, you know.
Don't move the ones that are on the
reaction.
tables.
Why?
I think she might be reading those.
You literally say that, you look over, page turns.
Well, exactly. I'm trying to provoke her to come out, and I will shut the book.
When you do that, everything
I'm
goes
ready
dark.
to cast thing.
Yeah.
Everything goes black. There's sunlight coming in through the windows. It's almost as if all of them were curtained at once, but there were no curtains. Let me just arrange.
Brute, do I do the thing? Brute, do I do the
Yes,
thing?
do the thing. Do the thing.
Okay.
You're going to be rolling initiative first. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
But not yet.
So
Oh, I almost did it. I almost did it.
Yeah, my hand was on the button.
That was a little cool. I accidentally created like more dice. I don't know how I did it.
Oh, I love the hand. The spiritual weapon. I didn't get to see that before.
Yeah, you didn't. You will. You do that, you snap open, close the book, which actually means Aelinor would be up here. And as you expect, you snap it open, and a hand just grabs sort of the table, and she almost comes from the wall. What you see is quite literally kind of what Varric saw, but only briefly, like the spirit of an elven woman, almost this complete china white visage with a sort of bluishness where it sort of fades and crumbles away and sort of constantly almost looks like it's burning, sort of. You all give me initiative rolls.
Okay, I was hoping for higher. Oh no.
Oh no! The
I
holy
wasn't
people are
prepared.
lost.
I wasn't prepared for Eleanor to close the book right as soon as I said, don't close the book.
I like that a lot.
I just pray that I'm higher initiative than it is.
Tobias, it's your turn first.
Now,
I imagine you're having trouble seeing.
yeah, a little bit. But that's fine. Who needs...
It's actually quite interesting for the camera. You can actually see the entirety of this room because the humans have already seen it before. And there's the cool feature in Roll20 where you can have when for backtracking. You've already seen things you've seen. You know where they are.
Okay, that's why I'm seeing it like
That's
this.
why you can see it, so you know where the arena is, which is quite good because you saw it all with light, so you know where the tables are, you know where the chairs are. You just can't see the people.
Right, and the book where Eleanor...
Oh
was-
yeah, I
was
could ping
up,
that. That was
right?
that was up this way.
Okay.
That little table.
I am going to go... Oh, that's a table. Three. Oh, hey, Eleanor.
You do sound like someone who is
Oh,
walking.
she's right there. Okay. Huh.
I love humans in the dark. This is fun.
Did not go the
I can
way I
see
was
great.
kind of hoping it would.
Oh yeah, sure.
And Okay, I don't take out my bow and shoot at her. I do take out a short sword and bonus action put my hunter's mark on her. And stab the ghost, as it were.
Please try to stab the ghost.
I do that.
You hit.
Amazing. For this much. 9 altogether.
You are coming up to it. It's just staring at Aenor. It doesn't necessarily notice you when you're coming up to sort of in this staring battle with her. You're going to, and it does sort of like break apart almost like clouds and reform. And she just snap neck turns to you.
Perfect.
It's one of those things where looking at it, looks like she was probably quite a nice, calm girl. But then the moment her face is just actual anger that is beyond like how facial muscles actually work. It's almost like someone painted this face on. Derek, give me a wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, this is a problem. You saw the thing before.
Luckily, he's an elf, so really not much of a problem.
You do save. You've already seen this thing before, and it's one of those things. Varric still has like a burst of fear because that's just how he is. Just a bit.
Yeah, cool. I have a good idea of what this thing can do, or at least what I think it can do. So it's like, look.
And then you're going to cast.
I'm going to cast Silence, and I'm going to cast it on top of it. So 20-foot cube right on it.
It's not a 20-foot cube. It's a 20-foot
Isn't it?
radius sphere.
Oh, 20-foot radius, my bad. Sphere on it then, my bad.
Yeah, I need to make that. It's very big.
People down below on the floor below just can't talk in that area anymore. They were probably.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
honestly probably stoked because the battle is getting a little rowdy up here, and all of a sudden it's like
Just quiet, peaceful.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
So you can actually basically pretty much silence the entire room.
Yep. Well, it's
So when you do that, you sort of throw your arms out, kind of blurt something out. The incantation doesn't truly finish, and it's one of those things where you don't even know what you're saying. It just comes out almost like another voice inside your throat, but it never even finishes. As all the sound in the chamber of just the sort of ambient noise you can hear is just now nothing. Completely silence.
Okay, and after I do that, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alright. As this happens, as all the noise falls away, her face becomes this horrifying scream. You see everything in the room shake. Books are thrown from everywhere. Papers torn apart. Even things that aren't really connected to your belts properly would fly off and ping across the room. You don't hear anything. It's entirely, completely silent.
okay.
Brewery. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Rip.
Okay. You are frightened.
Yeah. Okay. I was running away anyways.
It's very surreal because, yeah, you know what this does, but it's not like silence really leaves a proper visual imagery. Maybe you'd be able to tell if you had more light. But when you run like out into the hallway, you suddenly hear just the creaking of the building again. And the leaves outside, and all the slight ambient noise that you don't even notice you're noticing.
And that's when I know when to stop. And then I know to move that closer in, and then just
wait.
Yeah.
Ellen, did you do protection from good and evil again?
I did.
Yeah, so this, you don't even need to do a save right now. You are immune to fear, essentially.
So I was gonna hold the book out to her and say something, but then I immediately realized that I can't talk.
Ollie,
So-
I have a question, 'cause was this all within 10 minutes? Because I never lost my protection of good and evil. Is why
I
I'm
cast
asking.
mine at the end of the fight, and that's why I kind of
Yes.
wanted to.
That's what I was kind of
stop
allowing.
early.
That,
You-
I
you
was
ended
just
it when
checking
you
if it was
walked
all.
in.
within.
It's been 10 minutes since you walked in, but 10 minutes. Not 10
Just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Cool.
Okay, you can't
So-
speak.
So I will kind of like sigh and just kind of put the book down on the table and move myself over here. And if she looks unfazed, which I imagine she does because she can't hear me, I will take a swing at her.
Do you have a glare at Virik when you try to speak in
You had
common?
advantage, by the way.
Oh, that's right. Because that's how the rules work. I don't glare, but I do sigh.
That's a hit. Cool. So you swing your blade through the spectral woman. She hasn't really. It's almost. She definitely notices the silences, and she screams. She almost looks incredibly distressed. The anger is this level of distress. She's just kind of clutching at her throat. So when you cut through, you almost see almost like a glitchy TV screen or something. It kind of discorporeates and recorporeates, but in slightly different ways with flashes of color. It almost doesn't seem to notice that you did that immediately. A bit of a disconnect. Tobias.
I am going to use my bonus action to put Slayer's Prey on her now. Attack with a short sword and see what happens.
That's a hit.
Okay. Or 12.
Yeah. Again, great damage. It's a spectral creature.
Yeah. That is my turn. I will stay where I am.
It's one of those things where you can even like thrust into her neck and pull back, and you do feel resistance, but she doesn't almost seem to notice you yet.
Not
She's
as
just-
much as you'd expect.
She looks like she's choking. Virik.
So Virik had planned to tell everyone that he was going to drop it after he saw her scream, but he didn't get a chance to tell anyone that. So he's going to, now that he saw the scream, saw the clutching in the throat, he thinks, okay, it's done. Drop silence. So he's going to do that. And
You just hear this horrible crying coming from her.
Oh no. I don't, honestly, I'm trying to think how Virik would actually react to that. I'm gonna say that Virik used his action to do the dropping because he's never done it before. He's gonna be like, and like just sort of pull it away, and it seemed to work. Then he's gonna move here, on the other side of the table.
It. Like this means you get attacks of opportunity.
I don't know if I want to take an attack of opportunity. I feel bad.
Yeah, you can choose not to. And it sort of drifts, kind of floating,
we
the
do get
desk
attack
height
of
away from the ground. You hit.
Yeah.
It very clearly goes towards Virik, and will start to will literally just sort of like go for him, like for the throat, which is a hit. Oh, you swung while when he swung.
I did. I don't feel good about it.
And Virik, you take 13 necrotic damage.
And I'm down.
It kind of lifts Virik off the ground. Just and you can kind of see him again look like he's choking like she was, and then just fall.
Fuck. I was just about to click it.
And then it will actually. It won't move. Virik.
Well, I'm terrified, but I see Virik fall, and immediately, without thinking, because I'm very, very frightened, I am going to cast Prayer of Healing on everyone who I can see, other than obviously
within
Virik.
30 feet,
damn.
so only Virik.
Exactly.
Oh no,
Yeah.
and Tobias.
And Tobias.
Wow, that's a long 30 feet.
I thought I had done the math correctly. You had me so
It
concerned
just
there for a
looks
second.
so
there.
much further away.
Yeah, Yeah, but it is 30 feet. I thought
No,
so.
yeah, go ahead. That's 11 healing to everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Damn.
And then Burwit is going to move away because he's still afraid, but he's going to move the spectral hand closer.
Give me a wisdom
to her.
save. Alright, at the end of your turn, you're cured from fear. I just realized you're probably going to attack with the claw.
No.
Ah.
No, I just wasn't going to because he was too afraid to. And then he's kind of like snapping out of it as he moves the hand closer. So
Eleanor.
I'm gonna move in the darkness. Oh, I see things. I see a hand.
She was here.
I'm gonna go around the hand if that's okay.
Oh yeah, the hand doesn't
The hand
mind.
is
Even a
willing.
space I can go.
Yes,
Okay.
The hand doesn't mind.
the hand doesn't mind. Just like pat you on the head as you pass under it.
Gosh, what do I want to say to the ghost? We're here to help you if you're willing to accept our help. This is your.
Oh my god, the ghost ate
The
your
ghost
voice.
cut out completely.
You got someone cast silence on you.
Sorry. Alright, it's good now. I don't know how much that you heard.
Just go again.
Like, we're here to help you if you're willing to accept our help. This is your one and only opportunity you're gonna have to surrender. And I'll hold my sword up.
You can give me a persuasion or intimidation with disadvantage.
It's a bad, yeah. Because you know we've already swiped at this thing.
We've been smacking it a little bit.
To be fair.
Oh,
It turns to you, like it just sort of dropped Virik and it didn't really know what to do. And it turns to you and just says in booming Elvish, it's like, "No one can help me now."
You
Kinda
did
like
say one and only warning.
books will sort
No.
of fly everywhere away from her. Kind
Was that an action, I imagine?
bonus action.
Was it bonus action? Alright.
And you're like, well,
Oh, no. This is
you'd actually have disadvantage because I just realized you can't. You're in darkness, pure darkness.
Oh, so just take the first roll then.
Yeah, exactly. I just remembered that because it doesn't look like you're in darkness on the camera.
It does not look. Yep.
Because of the thing. Awesome. So 11 doesn't hit. So you kind of swing at it and it kind of like reels back and like raises up slightly more in the air. Tobias.
Okay. Everyone went down here. Oh wait. Is that?
There's a
I
banshee.
can- That's her right under me, right? Okay. Cool.
It's totally not Virik.
That's good because I'm going to attack whoever that is. And this is a
Well, you'd have it
disadvantage?
would be even now because you're flanking.
Yeah.
Oh, Eleanor's on the opposite side.
You
Okay.
can't see me, but we're flanking.
But you are there.
you guys see. Like I see everything.
Yeah. Completely fine, like just no problems whatsoever. It's a little bit grayscale, but you know.
So I take out my second short sword now. We're gonna attack twice.
Ooh, swords.
15,
It's a hit.
24.
That's a hit.
Okay, so the first attack is that. Slayer's or Huntersburg and Slayer's Prey. The second one is that plus just Huntersburg.
You just start cutting the back of her into ribbons. You can see enough of her to know it's her. And the clothing she's wearing is literally like just torn apart, and there's really nothing underneath. She's a banshee. Virik, you wake up on the ground. You feel real cold.
Oh, yeah. Gets up. I would have seen Tobias do the attacking. I might not have heard Eleanor, but because I may have still been waking up. But I'm gonna get up with. Okay, I'm sorry, and then he's gonna swing. Oh,
It's a miss.
His heart's not really in it.
It's hard. that's not really in it.
No. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do patient defense. And just assume the defensive position. Be ready to jump back.
Exactly. It's more dodging than blocking when you're fighting a ghost.
For this thing, yeah.
She will just sort of stare around. She's being surrounded, kind of like snap and look almost in every direction at once, kind of like multiple images of her blurring together. If you want me dead, if you want them dead, then you'll have to go through me. And we'll swipe at Tobias. And your AC is 16, so that's actually a miss. Like, just kind of swipes at you. You can kind of like go to ground. This is not, like a skilled attack of someone who actually knows what they're doing. Just kind of lurches. The fact that she's floating off the ground gives her a lot of extra chances to hit. Rurik.
Well, I'm gonna move back towards here now, and say, what do you mean by them dead?
You can give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Well, that's gonna go poorly.
Oh no.
Her head just snaps to you.
Yeah. Well, if she's not gonna answer me, then I'm gonna cast another spell. And it's gonna be disappointing for me.
That's a hit.
For 14 radiant.
Damn.
Bright light fills your eyes very quickly, and she is actually like, she snaps to you, she tumbles back, kind of like almost into Virik. There's a just large hole in her chest that's starting to burn away with a sort of goldeny, more like just sort of colorless light that is starting to burn away, and she looks down again, just actually horrified at what's happening to her. I don't know.
We have no intention of hurting anyone else. Tell us what you're still doing here, and maybe we can help you after we've exercised you.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Especially with that last part.
She's still a paladin.
Oh no!
Yeah, that
Our
actually
rules.
probably didn't help.
She
that.
will actually sort of look down at the sort of burning hole in her chest, and her head will snap back to Aenor, and like, the King of Spears will never win. You can try and kill me, but I'll live on. And will actually try to take a swing at you, but you can sort of like lumber out of the way, quite not as dexterously as Tobias did.
Alright.
And that's not a hit. Tobias.
Since we're all doing it, I will also try.
Why not, right?
Right here. I'm horrendous at persuasion. So I'm just gonna be like, my friends are trying to help you, you daft idiot. And roll persuasion to try to get her to see reason. I have a -1 to that.
My friend abandoned me. I am the friend of the forgotten.
Who are?
She doesn't answer.
Copy that.
Miss.
Perfect. That's my turn.
Virik.
Everyone's doing it. Virik's gonna say, if maybe we can help the forgotten be remembered. And
Says with disadvantage.
yep. No, how much perception is there? One.
She just hisses
Rip.
at you.
Okay. I'm actually gonna still not do anything
Okay.
this turn.
She's going to move. If you want to take attacks of opportunity, you can.
We'll see what everyone else is doing. Vera will follow. Be the first one to hit. But if she's hitting, I guess I'll take a swing. Oh, I arced it. Hey.
It's also a hit.
And then a one.
She will kind of go through you, Brute, and will just start sort of clawing at your back. That you just sort of don't even turn around in time, but maybe just your resolve just makes it so nothing. It hurts, but you manage to hold on.
Well, I'm going to turn around to her. And I'm going to put my weapon away, my sword, and say to her, who was forgotten? Terrible. Yeah.
You say that, and her face turns again into that horrible visage, and she just across your face, and
Oh, that's a little dice.
deals 17 necrotic damage to you.
Still up.
And you start to feel this just horrible coldness on your face in the 4 dragged nails down. She says, "Don't you speak of them! Those you use!" Hey, you're muted.
We're muted.
Do I see which direction she went in?
Yeah.
I
She
cannot.
flew this way.
That way. There's Brute.
There she is. That's a hit. You swing at her. You notice that just that almost glitchiness, the easiest way to describe her, of her almost falling apart, is just so strong now. You can almost see just her unraveling completely. And Tobias.
Okay, this person, is she like, how old would you say this person looks?
Oh, give me a insight check.
That's something I'm so good at.
Hard to tell on an elf, hard to tell on a ghost. Double.
Right, but I guess really what I'm asking is they don't appear to be like a withered old woman. It's just like a...
Fresh-faced.
Yeah, cool. Well, as far as Tobias is concerned, that
Not
means
right
that-
now, but before she started falling
before
apart.
she started getting ripped to pieces, yeah. As far as Tobias is concerned, that makes her a child. I'm just gonna take both my short swords and kind of throw each of them into the ground so that they just stick into the wood, and just kind of like, just be like, "This is wrong. I didn't come here to kill specters of little girls who are stuck in libraries.
She's
You need
not
to tell us
dead.
what's going on right now. Otherwise, I fear this will be your end. And I don't think anyone wants that. Except for the people who are after you. And if we can help you, maybe there's something we can do."
You can give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Perfect. Now's the time to roll 2 nat 20s. And I don't. Cool.
She
That's
doesn't
my
seem to
turn.
notice you. So wrapped up in Baruch.
Very cool.
Virik. You, unlike everyone else, you quite clearly see Virik like stunned from that attack.
Yeah, I can't actually see anything.
Okay. In that case, Virik is not gonna risk that, unfortunately, and he's gonna throw the boomerang at it from here.
It's a hit.
And boomerang to catch.
And you throw the boomerang at it,
catches it.
seeing that he's like stunned and almost, almost falling to a knee, almost like another hit would take him down. You just do what you know how to do, and as the boomerang kind of tears through it, spinning, like she just the heart just tear apart, and she grabs at her neck again, and just everything sort of turns to flakes that turn to nothing, that leave quiet. And not even the complete silence, just a sort of unsettling, uncomfortable quiet.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Burrow's
You
gonna
see-
go sit down at one of the tables there, pull out one of the chairs, and just sit down.
I'll help you move because I imagine you're still like stunned, and I will lay on hands on you for 5 health.
Thank you.
Does the light return to this room?
Very slowly over like the next 5 minutes.
Cool, because yeah, we still can't see.
Verica's gonna go have a look at the book she was reading.
It, you know what? Give me a moment. I'm changing the battle map so that I can actually have the dice rolls on the screen again.
Yep.
It's a multi-step process, and now I have another monitor. Sometimes my mouse just gets lost on it because it's below the other monitors, so sometimes it just disappears on a little jaunt. Cool. You can give me a perception check with advantage, Mr. Varric. As the light streams back into the room, the rest of you notice, Barut doesn't really notice, that Barut's sort of dark skin, there's now 4 pale streaks sort of dragged across his face. You're looking at it, a lot of the pages seem to be missing a bunch of the words and letters. It doesn't even have anything on the front. Looks like actually a very old, very worn book, and then the whole magic going on in this place makes it very hard for you to find anything of note. Also, you probably flick through the pages quite quickly trying to see anything. You don't give it the longest looks.
I am actually gonna take that for now. I'm gonna ask if I can take it later. I want to pick up the book.
You definitely get the impression that someone who reads, in general, would be able to get a lot more information than you.
That too, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pick that up.
Someone who reads, you say?
If only we had someone like that in the party.
He's distracted at the moment. I'll ask him about it later.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who has the scars?
Barut.
Baru? I will kind of like tend to them a little bit. Just being like, there's nothing I can do for these.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
You should worry about it.
They are scars. Scars heal. They become scars that stay. Remind you of the things that you've done. I'm a little bit woozy. A little bit, not feeling so great. But scars are fine. I've got plenty.
I'm gonna hand him my bottle of wine.
I gladly will take a swig, put it down on the table. King of Spears will not win.
Yeah.
What do you reckon
Friend of
that
the
means?
Forgotten.
Yeah, I want to know who the Forgotten are.
Friend of the Forgotten. King of Spears will not win. I wouldn't have heard of the King of Spears, would I, Ollie?
You can give me a history check with disadvantage. Not sort of the areas you would...
No,
go
definitely.
in. But you might have heard something. You talk to a lot of people. The name rings a bell. As something you may have heard of when you were in the city, but again...
But it was when I was here, right, that I heard it? Okay. I've only heard of it before in Thundrel, but I don't know what it is.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder. And I just say, well, we are in a library. And perhaps we can extend our stay for a few more days. And we can do some research. But after we rest.
Speaking of, I'm gonna hold out the book to Root. You can do that thing where you know a book, right?
I'll take it in hand and cast lore keeping
You
on
sort of
it.
put your hand over it. It's very dusty.
Yeah.
It's very old. You actually feel less who wrote this book. That's less important. But who owned this book. Who came back to this place time and time again to read this book. So much that the pages are worn. In the same places, the front is worn. A girl by the name of Aelodai Whisperglade.
Aelodai Whisperglade.
Who's that?
Setsu.
Who's that?
Who owned it, used it. I imagine it's who we just exorcised.
Oh.
She's in a better place now.
And she's left us with a mystery. She was young.
Okay. Oh.
How would someone so young come to become such a creature?
Pull out the
Something
book
terrible.
again on banshees and everything, and
Oh, yeah. You're looking for it for what you want.
just for how they become.
This
how
is
they,
a good place for a wisdom check.
Virik would have said something terrible the second he asked that, but wouldn't elaborate.
disadvantage or normal.
Normal.
Okay.
You have more time now. You know?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm too rattled right now. I don't have
You
it.
open the book to the page on Banshees, you see a drop of blood sort of spill onto the page and soak into the book from your nose. And you start to just feel completely woozy. You might even drop the book.
I throw the book onto the table and I can't right now.
I'm sure the library will allow us to take them after what we've done for them. Let's all get some rest. We can come back to this problem another time.
Yeah.
And with that, you probably go back to the tavern. Or you have to go back through the rest of the library first. When you kind of probably shoulder around shoulders Barut out and go downstairs, Halavar is kind of waiting there, like sort of bouncing his hand on a knee as he's sitting anxiously. And seeing the state of you, he's like, did you complete your task?
It's done.
Yes.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes.
Very well.
Aelodai Whisperglade. What does that name mean to you?
She was a young woman who came here near every day. In the mornings? With her friend.
Her friend?
I never got her name. She was a more mysterious type. Long black hair. Quite often crying. Aelodai was the more supportive of the kind. They could have been sisters from how close they were.
I believe that it's possible. Well, actually, where is Aelodai? Do you know?
I've not seen her for quite some time.
I think she may have been the one haunting your library.
He gives like a long nod. I believed so too. I do not know where her body was most likely not put to rest.
Any information on her friend that you can find or drum up would be
Allow
very
me-
much appreciated.
Allow me the day to ask my people to check the records. If you come in tomorrow's morning, I will be able to give you that information.
Do
Okay.
you mind? Do you mind if we take this At least for now. I'm gonna hand her, show him the book that she was reading, the one that I picked up.
Please, if you are worried about the state of this young woman's soul, please take whatever you need.
I'm gonna hold the book of, that I was holding as well. I'm going to, for my own research and for hopefully figuring out what happened.
And with that, you kind of limp your way back to the tavern and rest.
Order room service.
Order food. What'd you get?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Alright. And that's a perfect place to end the stream.
I would just like to mention I set alarm everywhere. Okay.
I'm kind of assuming you're doing it every night.
Yeah, I mean, now that I have that spell.
Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, so that is that. Why don't we go and start our circle of shame with this guy here? Dungeon Dad.
Yeah, that is me. Oh boy. Hello. I am Dungeon Dad, also known as my real name, Josiah. Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. I have a YouTube channel where I make stuff for Dungeon Masters, like old school monster conversions and videos about how to use them and horrify your players. Yeah, that's what I do. And they even come with a nifty little stat block and everything. So all the work's done for you. You just basically are adding more pages to your monster manual. You can find me on YouTube under Dungeon Dad. And this week's monster, which I talked about briefly last week, is the Hoondoon, which is I've decided that's how it's pronounced.
Hoondoon.
Apparently, it's a whole thing. Anyways, I've decided that that's how it's pronounced. They're pretty gnarly guys from before time and want to see things returned to that state of being. They're great. They wear big red cloaks that look cool. And then I read the description and found out their cloaks are actually just the creature, as in they're made of flesh. And I was like, this is way grosser than I thought it was. Anyways, that's tomorrow's video. And that's what I do on my channel. Check it out if you have ever liked D&D before or played it. You'll get a kick out of that channel.
It's good. As a dungeon master, I haven't used any of the stat blocks, but I definitely used the existence of some of those monsters. Just as less of lore. So
yeah.
Good shit. Good shit. Alright. Aaron, down here, Rinsin. Who are you? How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Aaron. I play here on Sunday nights, and I play on Delwick's channel on Fridays with Ollie, and now William too, which is super fun.
This Will, not the other Will.
Not the other Will. Is much better Will. This one doesn't try to kill me.
Yet.
Give it time. Give it time.
Oh no, guys. He got hurt. He got scratched by a ghost. Who knows what might happen?
Yeah.
Alright, and that's what I do.
Alright, Tesh, down here in the bottom left. Who are
Hello,
you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm Tash with the Test Tube on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can find me here and on the Dracovian Empire's channel 8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m. ST on Friday, Thursdays, time zones.
Yeah.
Fridays for me. Thursdays, PST
and EST. It's 8 p.m. EST on Thursdays.
Thank you.
Thursdays.
Time zones, I hate them. Also, I just uploaded 9.5 hours of footage from Destiny, the new Destiny expansions launch onto my YouTube channel. So if you like Destiny.
I think you're the only person I know who loves Destiny 2. And I think that's literally true.
Yeah, I mean...
And you really do.
Launch was iffy, but this new expansion is fantastic. And a lot of people I know that were on the edge because of Destiny 1 are back into it hard now.
That's good.
Good,
Alright.
Yeah.
because I'm one of those people.
Speaking of people who
You
are...
should check it out. The new
Who
expansion.
loved the first one and has been on the edge because of this expansion.
Okay.
Thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Definitely check it out.
So
They
it's a
just
hard
did something
recommend.
really amazing where they incorporated the first ever world's completion of
Yes.
the raid
I
into
heard
the
about
story
That's cool.
and changed the game when someone beat the raid for the first time.
Interesting.
And that was so cool.
That is cool.
It's a pretty cool thing. Speaking of a cool thing, we don't have one. Closest we have here is Will. How are you? Who are you? How are you? I don't need to ask how you're feeling because you're feeling real sad.
Yeah. Real emotional. You can find me over at twitch.tv/winterbeargames where I'll be emotional more often. And all the links that you need for me are underneath there at that channel. So if you need to find something about me, that's where you want to go to find it. So.
And if you want to find me, you can find me here at Twitch and Twitter at olirant. I do this show on Sundays. I also do another RPG show on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. BST, which is a Stars Without Number game with Derek and some of my other boys. That is, if you like how deep and expansive and emotional and character-driven this game is, you'd like that too if you like space stuff. Not everyone does, and that's entirely fair. This show and my other shows are supported by Patreon. If you want to help this party out, you can actually subscribe to my Patreon at a certain level. You can create NPCs. They can be villains. They could be friends. They can be weird gnomish shopkeepers. You can even give them magical items. They aren't. Those two have existed for years in this setting.
Okay.
And any help is appreciated. Also, thank you for all the subs and bits and all the things. I'm playing Spider-Man this week. It's great. That's really all I have to say. It's good.
It's a menace!
He's a menace! He's a spider menace. Alright, we are out of here. See you next week.
Totally
for
go
more...
subscribe to Ollie's Patreon and make an NPC that gives away magic weapons.
You
Yes,
literally can.
Yes, please.
The
Yes,
other
please.
NPC that existed was in one of the other school ones. I haven't had many people do this, but it literally like, I want someone that will just hate Delric's character. I'm like,
I just saw that. I just saw that. It was great.
and it was great. And you can do that, but who would hate any of these, right? We'll see you next week.